Hey everybody, it's Luke with Figure Me Out, and today we've got the Walgreens exclusive Marvel Legends Marvel's Magik action figure. It's 2018 release and obviously only available at Walgreens, being exclusive. On the top we've got the X logo. On the side we've got a interesting picture of Magik where it looks like her top is turned closer than her stomach is. So that's kind of an odd image there, but to my eye at least. Anyway, on the back we've got a promotional shot of her with some yellow smoke kind of thing around. And then there's a read up. If you want to do that, go ahead and give it a pause. Now, let's get to it and crack this baby open. What do you say?
Alright, and here's Magik out of the package. And taking a closer look at her, first let's talk about accessories here. First thing she comes out is one of these spell casting hands that we've seen a lot with the female figures. Just kind of that open, kind of mystical sort of hand, which fits for the character because she does have magic abilities. Hence the name Magik. She also comes with this skull head right here. This is actually the same head that came in the with Ghost Rider. So it even has an articulated jaw, which I think is kind of cool because we used to get those old Ghost Rider heads. It was from the T-Rex wave maybe, and now it looks like we may be getting these new Ghost Rider heads, which I enjoy because I'm always a big fan of articulation. So give me an articulated jaw any day. And that does look really good. It's casted in like a kind of clear red and with a clear yellow for the flame on top. And I think that looks pretty cool. In addition to that, we've also got one of these lightning kind of effects that we've seen with Storm, I think, and Magneto maybe earlier in the year with some X-Men. So nothing really new there. I wasn't crazy about that just because it's sort of an odd accessory to get into place. But we also get two of these. I think these are new. I've never seen them before, at least, and they're kind of like a wispy, tubular, like wrist accessory or leg accessory, maybe. That you just kind of can slide it over something and sort of wraps around there. It's a pretty neat little effect. I've been kind of playing around with it. I'll have some pictures at the end with her on with all the different stuff, and you'll see it better there. But we also get this sword, which I believe is the Soul Sword. I don't know a whole lot about Magik, to be honest. I was reading a little bit about her earlier today just to kind of prepare for this, but I'm not sure if this is the Soul Sword. I think it is from the pictures I saw. I'm believing that that's what this is. This is definitely a new sword that we haven't seen before. It's got this little bump right here. It's got a different hilt, but it does have the same kind of effect on the end that we have seen a couple times. We've seen it with like flames, and I think Psylocke came with it for her sword. It's just kind of that squiggly effect piece, but I do like it. So it does fit over the sword nice, and whenever you push it down, it does kind of click into place there, which is nice. That way it's not going anywhere, so that's cool. As far as other accessories, she also came with this little dragon guy, and I don't know if this is a if this is actually a character in the comics. It is painted really nice. It's got like a gold paint on it. It's got black for the horns. I don't know if you can see that very well. Maybe against the white there. The horns are kind of black. It's got that gold wash on the back, or that gold dry brushing. But I think it looks really good. It's better than no paint, which is always appreciated. And the last accessory we get is this sword, and this may also be the Soul Sword. I don't know enough about it to tell you, but this one does match her head a little bit better. So from what I read, she somehow got the Soul Sword, and it is part of her soul is trapped in it, and that's about all I know. Oh, and she's Colossus's younger sister, apparently. That's the other thing I learned. But I do like this sword a lot. I think this is the same one that came with the SDCC Magik. Came with her. So it's a pretty cool sword. Taking a closer look at the figure herself here, and I really do like this figure a lot. I've been having a lot of fun posing it around and playing with it, and it's a pretty cool figure. I like this head sculpt. I never had the SDCC one, so this is my first time. I don't know the character, so this is just me looking at an action figure and saying, oh, it's a cool figure. But I do like these little things coming out of her head. I think that's a neat aesthetic. The hair is like a softer plastic. We've been seeing this a lot lately, where it seems like it's molded or cast separate than the head, so they can use it on other things, I guess. I don't know. But it is that softer plastic, so you can move it around. These armor pieces right here, they look really, really, really cool. I would love to see a figure with just armor like this. I think that would be awesome. And then on this side we've got the X, which is painted. You know, it's clean. It looks good. Yeah, a lot of casting in different colors. Like I think these are all casted in black, and that flesh tone is painted on, which I'm not the biggest fan of. But I get it. If it's mostly black, it makes sense, you know, cost-wise to do that. But looking at the rest of the figure, the one thing I don't like is they got those numbers on the back of the leg. That's kind of irritating. I got some cool boots there, and the buckles on those boots are painted, which is always awesome. I love whenever they have that attention to detail. Is just, it's next level for me. So let's talk articulation here. And looking at their articulation on her, she is somewhat limited by the head movement. She can look down fairly well, and she does have side-to-side rotation on that. Got a lot of attitude in there, and the reason for this, I actually did some investigation, is because she just has a ball peg there. There's no hinge. It's just sitting on a ball. And so all that hair right there is going to get in the way whenever you try and tilt it backwards. So not really a whole lot of back, because she just wants to either pop off or she just goes straight back forward whenever you do that, which is kind of disappointing because she is a shorter figure, so you want her to be able to look up. That's probably my biggest gripe with this thing. But anyway, you do get a lot of side to side. You do get a lot of pivot, so you can do, you know, a lot of attitude in there, which is nice. At the shoulders are a little different on either side. So this her right arm can go up all the way. It flips all the way around. There's no bicep, but there is a elbow joint that rotates. It does go in about that far, so it does go in pretty well, especially for a female figure with a single jointed elbow. We're getting greater than 90, which is good. So at the wrists, they swivel around and they are hinged to go down and up. And the alternate hand does the same thing, the spellcasting hand. Now on the other side, the articulation is somewhat limited. The reason for that is because of this spike coming off right here. So whenever we try and lift that up, it hits her hair first, and even if you can take the hair out of the way, you don't get much more because of that. But not a huge deal. I'll take it because this looks really cool. So I'm fine with that. It's just a limiting factor on there. Can't do anything about it. So she does have a single jointed elbow on that side too. It goes in a little bit less, right at about 45, which is it's good enough. So, and then she does have a rotation there at the elbow. This arm does have a swivel as well. Well, this hand does have a swivel as well. But taking it out, it looks like, I'm gonna try and zoom in here so that you can see it, but it looks like it should have a hinge there, but mine is super stiff, and I don't want to force it. I haven't put in any hot water or anything yet, but it does seem very, very stiff, and so I'm trying not to break that, because that hand is really cool, and I don't want to have it snap off. So at the torso, she does have one of those like floating joints there. She gets a little bit of forward, just barely forward. She does get a little bit more back, which is nice, because then you can kind of have her look up that way by leaning back rather than looking back. And she does get side to side on that as well, which is nice. So full pivot there, and it does rotate as well. There is no rotation at the waist. This belt piece is floating though, which is good. I guess it wouldn't matter if it was sculpted because there's no articulation there, but whatever. So anyway, at the hips, the legs go out that far, which is alright, I guess. They kick forward some. They go back, not really at all. And there is a upper thigh swivel on both sides. It's hidden by that seam right there. You get a double jointed knee, goes in pretty much all the way. And then there is a boot rotation, which I really love. I love when they can put in a boot rotation because it makes posing it a lot more easy. And then we do have ankle rockers that go down, up, and there is a crazy ankle rocker pivot. Here she is next to a few other X-Men of varying sizes. I've got X-23 here, and they scale pretty well. I think Magik's a little bit taller than her, which I guess is fine. I don't really know. We got Deadpool over here, and then on the far right we've got the Series 6 Colossus from the Toy Biz era of Marvel Legends. I have that new Colossus around here somewhere, but I cannot for the life of me find it. So I know that new one was a little bit bigger than this one even, so definitely a pretty good size difference there. And I think she was listed at 5'11" on the Marvel page, which makes me feel really short because I'm 5'11", and she's getting dwarfed by all these people. So anyway, and just for a different line size comparison, here she is next to the Marvel Select Juggernaut, which is a great figure. I recommend anybody to buy it if you don't have it already. A lot of heft to that figure, a lot of height, and they definitely, you know, the Juggernaut's supposed to be big, and I feel like you can kind of mess it into those Marvel Legends displays, but I think they scale really well here. He looks huge, and she looks small, and that makes sense. And finally, here she is next to the Marvel Legends Vintage Wave Pizza Spider-Man. So that's it. That's the Marvel Legends Walgreens exclusive Magik action figure. And overall, I gotta say, I really like this figure a lot. This might be one of my favorite figures this year, actually. It's funny, anytime that I get that action figure where, you know, I don't have any love for the character, I don't know anything about it, and then I get the figure and I say, wow, that's so good, I gotta learn about her now, or him, or whatever. That's a good figure, in my opinion. One that makes you want to know the character. So, anyway, so what do you guys think? Do you have this? Do you like this? I love it. I think it's probably top 10 of the year for me. I really like these Walgreens Legends because I feel like they can throw in more accessories. I feel like that's a lot of why I like this so much, is because I've just had a lot of fun messing around with all the different things, and you know, it's a lot of cool stuff. So, what do you guys think? Do you have this figure? Are you gonna pick it up? Hit like, hit subscribe, you know, and in the meantime, keep trying to figure me out.
Wow.